Hello, hello. So, Wisconsin, we got our 10 inches yesterday. 6 to 10 inches. I'm at Whitnall Park, the park that I used to hang out at when my now adult daughter was just a young one. A lot of playfulness. I always liked this barn, this nice bright red barn. And the sun's getting close to setting, and I didn't, so it was a perfect spot to sneak in. I forgot one of my coats. I had one more coat to put on. It's not too bad though. In fact, it's a tad cool, but it is beautiful. Love the sun, love the snow. The combination rocks. So, a quick open to my typical style. I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about. So in the last 2 minutes or less, what do we got here? We have nature, right? Beautiful, nice. So there be's our topic. So with this mindfulness vlog, oh, by the way, the sky is beautiful blue today. You can see it just a little bit from what I believe is accurate. So thank you for joining today on this mindfulness vlog. Let's talk about nature. When I explored the side of mindfulness, way back when I was an NLP guy, neuro-linguistic programming, I was a motivation guy. I was using thoughts in precise ways to empower myself. I skydived out of airplanes a bit, did adventurous stuff, beliefs, right? Conquer. I began to look at intuition just a little bit, and I was introduced to it from a tape. Pretty soon, I started exploring something quite different than motivation. And so, the reason I bring that up is partly because I took a lot of slow walks, about 15 years ago, approximately. And I didn't know anything about mindfulness. I wasn't supposedly trying to follow a spiritual path, which is the kind of language I might use now. But I just found it, rather blissful, the quiet, the openness, the flowing, the relaxed alertness. People are driving by me. I parked, I'm okay. I parked into the snowbank with my Subaru, so I can get in and out of some decent snow. It was a little precarious today, but it worked. So it's all fun. Again, out in nature, talked about the slow walks. So where I'm going with this primarily is that being out in nature is like inherently relaxing for most people. So that's interesting. We could talk about why that is, but I'm not going to go there. That's another interesting topic. But so it is, being out in nature, just people tend to exhale more. People tend to lower the requirement of getting out of their head, being able to just sort of relax more. And I take a look at the sun is beginning to set, so we get to transition to, nature. It's playing with me right now. It's playing with us. So again, nature is a good place to be out in if one were to be exploring mindfulness. Largely because it's relaxing, because it encourages, as I said, for people to exhale. It relieves people from some of the typical kind of, mind running strong. So yeah, being out in nature would likely be a very, smart thing to do if one's exploring mindfulness. The slow walks part of it for me, and could be for others, is that the combination, you're out in nature, you're outdoors, depending on where, because you can be walking anywhere. It isn't like you got to be out in a park, is what I'm saying. Now, mind you, the park, the scenery, the beautifulness of it has its own value. So, yeah, I could see where that would be chosen. But when moving slowly, when walking outside, I'm talking about in particular, it's a way to allow oneself to be still alert, and yet to sort of allow what thoughts and what ideas and what things just flow through a person's awareness. And there's less, it's not like you're cranking on problems typically. When I talk about these slow walks, in most ways I'm not talking about cranking away trying to figure something out. That has its own value. But again, more of a smooth, ongoing thing, not having, like letting thoughts come and go, and in that relaxed way, it's like inherently, it's naturally, or it's organically connected with the free-flowing awareness that is a strong part of, like the value and the way that mindfulness will tend to play out for individuals, I think. So, I don't know what you're doing, if you get out, if you enjoy walks, if you get out in nature, what's your experience about being out in nature, how it makes you feel differently. If you're, all I'm saying is that in the area of mindfulness, it's a natural connection. I have a passerby walking by, so it's sort of interesting as to how that influences me, and I think I'm just fine. So just another person enjoying the outdoors, going for a walk. Yeah. So I'm in Wisconsin here. I don't know if you're down south or what climate you're in. Welcome to the snow. If I make a snowball and throw it to you, will you catch it? I have to put my gloves on, which I certainly can. Good way to end. So, yeah, whether it's nature, whatever, it's an interesting thing what different people might have an affinity towards as they're exploring mindfulness. Some of the classic things would be like eating a raisin, doing dishes and being more aware. All those things are, that's all part of it. And I'm not going to get into this a lot today, but absolutely the beautiful thing about exploring mindfulness is that you get to do it 24/7 wherever you are. And hopefully it would be a good thing if it's sort of naturally inviting. I can clearly say that's how it was in my experience. So that, again, the world 24/7 is the laboratory. And while we're on that part of the subject, I'll say that areas of emotion, areas of trying to deal with life, which is, you don't have to, that's not a problem. You will find those opportunities, right? I mean, it's because they're always there. And so the emotions that we have, things that confront us, things that challenge us, times when we're not in a good mood, or on the other hand, times when we're, where things are quite wonderful, and whatever those emotions are, they're all great opportunities. And perhaps when one explores mindfulness, it totally is of a thing that these things, we don't have choices, that they do happen. Our moods, our emotions, our thoughts, our energy, all these things are always changing. And hopefully, and I would think it is this way, is that you never need to make it like a frickin' classroom that you have to be doing this or you have to be doing that. Because you don't. really all you're being asked for, and this is the other part that's absolutely beautiful, and I talk about it a fair amount, is, and I'm going to put my gloves on because I can. So the other thing that's absolutely beautiful is that you're only asked to be yourself. I mean, it's like the hidden, I don't know if it's a hidden secret, but it does rock. I mean, it clearly, I think it rocks, because, you know, you're not being required to sit down and complete a project. You're not required to have to behave a certain way. You're not required to think or force yourself or do anything. It's about really more and more listening and allowing and bringing that out. You know, it's almost like the curious one that we are. So now it involves emotions, it involves experiences, and pretty soon again everything is rather elaboratory, and typically it'll connect with where we're at, our heart, our ideas, our interest. And so another car going very slow by my car. They think I'm stuck. Having a Subaru in Wisconsin in the winter when there's snow and you got your good four-wheel, it's a good thing. It's sort of fun. I am a boy. So as we bounce, as we share, just it's wonderful to be talking to you in the midst of nature. Enjoy. Hope you get your sliver of that, and take advantage of these opportunities, especially if you're into mindfulness, if you're into, you know, the direction of that experience. And, you know, with our world of so many people into yoga, into, you know, Tai Chi, into meditation, well, you know, I'm talking to the choir basically when we talk about, is there an interest in showing up, becoming more sensitive, becoming more free, becoming more pliable, opening to love, opening to what is, all good stuff. So from Wisconsin, our snowbanks, our recent 10 inches, from our red barn to the setting sun, we wish you well, we send you love, and have fun. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.